boat, and she was lifting me up to see all the big boats. And then she was walking away, waving, and I couldn't find her no more. Any place.
Love. It was only a dream, honey. Now you gotta go back to bed. It's after 3 o'clock.
Read me your note, Annie.
Again?
Please?
Sure, Molly.
Here it comes again.
Please take care of our little darling. Her name is Annie.
She was born on October 28th and will be back to get her soon.
We have left half of a silver locket around her neck and kept the other half, so that when we come back for her, you will know that she's our baby.
Oh my goodness, now they're laughing.
All right, do you want to sleep with your teeth inside your mouth or out?
Gee, I dream about having a mother and father again. But you're lucky. You really got 'em.
I know. Somewhere. Maybe far away, or maybe real nearby. He may be pouring her coffee. She may be straightening his tie. Maybe in a house all hidden by a hill. She's sitting playing piano. He's sitting paying a bill. Betcha they're young. Betcha they're smart. Bet they collect things like ashtrays and art. Betcha they're good. Why shouldn't they be? Their one mistake was giving up me. So maybe now is time, and maybe when I wake, they'll be there calling me baby, Betcha he reads, betcha she sews. Maybe she's making a closet of clothes. Betcha they're strict, as straight as a line. Don't really care as long as they're mine. So maybe now there's prayers, the last one of its kind. Won't you please come get your baby?
orphan.
I'm not an orphan. My mother filed a note saying they love me and they're coming back for me.
That was 1922. This is 1933. You in here. Get up, get up. Put them things away. Now for this one shenanigans, you'll scrub this floor and strip those beds for the laundryman.
But it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
I know. And you get down on your knobby little knees and clean this dump till it shines like the top of the Chrysler Building. Get to work.
Yes, Miss Hannigan.
Now! Why any kid would want to be an orphan is beyond me.
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Stat treated, we get tricked. Stat accused, we get kicked. It's a hard knock life. Got no folks to speak of, so it's a hard knock row. We hope cotton blankets, stat of wool, empty bellies, stat of hope. It's a hard knock life. Don't it feel like the wind is always howling? Don't it seem like there's never any light?
Once a day, don't you want to throw the towel in?
It's easier than putting up a fight. No one's there when your dreams are dark and creepy. No one cares if you grow or if you shrink. No one drives when your eyes are red and weepy. From the crying you would think the sun would sing. Oh! Empty belly life. Run silly life. Full of sorrow life. No tomorrow life. Santa Claus we never see. Santa Claus, what's that? Who's he? No one cares for you. A snitch. When you're in an orphanage. It's a hard knock life.
You'll stay up till this dump shines like the top of the Chrysler Building.
Yank the whiskers from her chin. Jab her with a safety pin. Make her drink a Mickey Finn. I love you, Miss Hannigan. For us, it's a hard knock life. For us, no one cares for you. A snitch. When you're in an orphanage. It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, Miss Hannigan.
Well,
I love you, Miss Hannigan.
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 I love you, Miss Hannigan. I love you, Miss Hannigan.
You! What are you doing in there?
Nothing.
Get her out of there! Get her out! Your days are numbered. All right, breakfast.
Hot mush?
No, we're not having hot mush today.
Hooray!
We're having cold mush.
Aww.
And after your mush, you'll go straight to your sewing machines. There's an order of dresses you'll finish today if you have to work straight through till midnight.
Yes, Miss Hannigan.
Now line up.
Laundry! Laundryman!
Morning, bundles.
Morning, kids. Clean sheets once a month, whether they need them or not. Hey, Aggie. How's the prettiest gal south of 14th Street?
Oh, bundles. Still full of the same old malarkey.
Aggie, why can't I ever get to first base with you?
Because I'm saving it for my wedding night. Now, get out of here with that damn laundry.
Okay. So long, gorgeous, and Merry Christmas.
Huh. You call this place clean, Annie? It looks like a pigsty. Annie? Annie? Where is that Annie?
Annie ain't here.
What do you mean, Annie ain't here?
She just went with Mr. Bundles in the laundry bag.
Bundles? Police! Police!
Yay! No more hard knock life for Annie.
Lucky kid, she's out. They're free.
Running free in NYC.
Bet she finds her folks.
Like that.
Mom and Dad
Right off the bat.
Lucky duck, she got away.
But we're gonna have to pay. Gonna get our faces slapped.
Gonna get our knuckles wrapped.
It's a hard knock life.
Yes, it is.
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 It's a hard knock life.
Apples! Apples! 2 for nickel! Apples! Apples! 3 for nickel! Apples!
Excuse me, sir, but could you donate an apple to an orphan's picnic?
Sure, kid, no one's buying them anyway.
Gee, thanks, mister.
Say, kid, tell me when this orphan picnic starts.
As soon as I take a bite.
Excuse me? Yeah, this one back there in the alley. Get in there.
Good. There's supposed to be a whole bunch of them running wild over at Astor Place. Come on, Charlie.
Poor boy. Did they hurt you? They after you, ain't they? Well, they're after me too. But don't worry, I won't let them get you. I'll take care of you, and everything's gonna be fine. For the both of us. If not today, well. The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, the sun'll come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come on, May. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away.
Hey, you little girl, come here.
Yes, officer?
That dog there. Ain't I seen him running around the neighborhood? Ain't he a stray?
A stray? No, officer, he's my dog.
Your dog, huh? So what's his name?
His name? His name is Sandy, see? Because of his sandy color.
Sandy. All right. Well, if he's your dog, let's see him answer to his name.
Answer? You mean when I call him?
Right. When you call him, by his name, Sandy.
Well, you see, officer, I just
Call him.
Sandy.
All right. Well, maybe he is your dog. But the next time I see him, I want to see him with a license. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Now get along before you catch your death of a cold.
Oh, I don't mind the weather. stuck with a day that's gray and lonely. I just stick out my chin and grin and say, the sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day
Hey, I need some more wood for the penthouse.
Hey, Eddie, give me a hand.
Sure thing, beautiful.
Hey, look at this one. We made the Colliers again. Oh, in whom they trust, and now they are busted by Westbrook Pegler. Thousands of once affluent Americans are today living in makeshift town called the Hooverville. How did it go today, Al?
7 million people in this city, and I couldn't sell one of me apples.
And in New York City alone, there are more than a dozen Hoovervilles. Oh, Riverside Drive, Central Park. Hey, here we are, 59th Street Bridge. All right.
Today we're living in a shanty. Today we're scrounging for a meal. Today I'm stealing coal and fire. Who knew I could steal?
I used to winter in the tropics.
I spent my summers at the shore.
I used to throw away the paper.
He don't anymore. We'd like to thank you, Herbert Hoover, for really showing us the way. We'd like to thank you, Herbert Hoover. You made us what we are today. Prosperity was round the corner. A cozy cottage built for two. In this little heaven that you gave us, yes, we're turning blue. They offered us a Smith and Hoover. We paid attention and we chose. Not only did we pay attention, we paid through the nose. And everybody said a chicken, but Herbert Hoover, he forgot. Not only don't we have the chicken, we ain't got the pot. Hey, Herbie, you left behind a grateful nation.
So Herbert, hats are off to you.
We're up to here with admiration. Come down and share some Christmas dinner. Be sure to bring the missus too. We got no turkey for our stuffing. Why don't we stuff you?
We'd like to thank you, Herbert.
Thank you, Herbie.
For really showing us the way.
You dirty rat you. You're a rat you. Made us what we are today. Come and get it, Herb.
Excuse me, folks, but did anybody here leave a red-headed kid in an orphanage 11 years ago?
Mesdames, messieurs, dinner is served. The soup is on.
Hey, kid, you hungry?
Nah,
Nah? Okay.
but my dog is.
Come on, kid, and bring your dog too. I'll get her a cup.
Oh, here, use mine.
Gee, thanks.
Call me Sophie.
I'm Annie, and this is Sandy.
Pleased to meet you. Eat your fill, honey.
Thank you. Yuck!
Hits the spot, don't.
Hey, kid, what are you doing out here alone this time of night?
I'm looking for my mom and dad. They're lost.
Lost? And how long have you been looking for us?
11 years.
Now that's lost.
Don't worry, kid. You'll find them.
You bet I'll find them.
Hey, now there's something I haven't heard since 1928.
What?
Optimism. What do we gotta be optimistic about? Look at us. Life's a nightmare.
Well, you gotta have a dream
Oh, there's traffic rattling overhead all night.
to wake you up from your nightmare.
Empty pockets.
At least you got pockets.
Freezing fingers.
Lucky you got them empty pockets.
Newspapers for blankets.
You can read in bed.
You should have been a politician. You really got away with words.
We should have had you on the ballot.
Them other guys were for the
All right, move along. All you bums out of here.
They're not wrong!
We're tearing down this junk pile.
All of you is out of here!
Come on, get in here. It's all the fresh air you get for the month. What have you got there?
Nothing, Miss Hannigan.
What have you got there?
I did!
Get out of my sight!
Miss Hannigan. You know your shiny satin souvenir pillow from Coney Island?
Yeah.
Molly just threw up on it.
PBS Radio brings you Ma Perkins. Ma's daughter, Faye, is going to marry Carl Michaels. On Friday, Carl went back to Chicago. But no sooner had Carl left town than Dr. Andrew.
Yeah, come in.
Miss Hannigan, is it?
Yes?
I'm Lieutenant Ward of the 17th Precinct. We found your runaway. You.
Oh, thank you, officer.
She was in one of them Hoovervilles over to the river with a bunch of bums.
They weren't bums.
Had a maid you met with her, but he got away.
Oh, poor pumpkin out there in the freezing cold with just that thin sweater. I hope he didn't catch influenza. Thanks so much again, Ossifer.
On the line of duty, man. And you, don't ever let me hear that you ran away from this nice lady again. You understand? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, officer. Now I'm gonna have your head. And the next time you walk out that door will be 1953. Well, are you glad to be back? Huh?
Yes, Miss Hannigan.
Liar! What's the one thing I always taught you? Never tell a lie. Well, what's the one thing I always taught you?
Never tell a lie, Miss Hannigan.
For what you've done, I could get fired. Have the Board of Orphans sticking their nose in here.
Good afternoon, Miss Hannigan.
Yes?
Oh, good. I'm Grace Farrell, and the New York City Board of Orphans suggested
Wait,
that...
hold it. I can explain everything. It wasn't my fault, you see. It was Annie who got into Bundle's laundry bag.
Miss Hannigan.
And I know I should have called Mr. Donatelli at the Board of Orphans before I called the police, but I...
Miss Hannigan, I haven't the slightest idea of what you're talking about.
Wait a minute. Hold it, sister. I get it. If it's beauty products you're peddling, well, I don't need any. Get out.
Miss Hannigan, I'm not peddling anything. I'm private secretary to Oliver Warbucks.
Oliver Warbucks? The Oliver Warbucks?
The Oliver Warbucks.
Oh, Mary, Mother of God. I read in Winchell's column that Oliver Warbucks had more do-re-mi than Tommy Manville.
I wouldn't know. I don't read Mr. Winchell. Miss Hannigan, Mr. Warbucks has decided to invite an orphan to spend the Christmas holidays at his home, and I'm here to select one for him.
Sure you wouldn't rather have a lady? I got 2 weeks coming. What sort of an orphan did he have in mind?
Well, she should be friendly and intelligent.
Mississippi. M-I, double S-I, double S-I, double P-I.
And cheerful.
Shut up. How old?
Oh, age doesn't really matter. Say 8 or 9, 10, 11. Yes, 11 would be perfect. Oh, and I almost forgot. Mr. Warbucks prefers red-headed children.
11? A redhead? Nope, sorry, we ain't got any orphans like that around here.
Well, what about this child right here?
Annie? Oh, no, you wouldn't want Annie. She's a drunk and a liar. A drunk and a liar.
Yes, I'm sure she's a drunk and a liar. Annie, how would you like to spend the next 2 weeks at Mr. Warbucks' house?
I would love to. I would really love to.
Now, hold it just a minute. You can have any orphan in the entire orphanage except Annie.
Why not?
I just told you,
Miss Hannigan, I suppose that this has something to do with all that business about the police and the laundry bag. Perhaps I should call Mr. Donatelli at the Board of Orphans and sign it.
All right. I'll sign it. I'm an easy gal to get along with. If it's Annie you want, it's Annie you'll get.
It's Annie I want.
Oh, boy!
So if you'll get her coat, I'll take her along right now.
Coat? She don't have no coat.
All right, then we'll buy her one.
Oh, boy!
We'll go to Best's and get her a nice warm winter coat. Now, come along, Annie. Mr. Warbucks' limousine is waiting outside.
I can hardly believe it.
She can hardly believe it.
Season's greetings, Miss Hannigan, and Merry Christmas.
Hey, kids, I'm getting out for Christmas. I'll write to ya.
Bye, Annie.
Hooray! 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 Hooray!
Get away! Get away!
definition of
Good afternoon, Miss Farrell.
Good afternoon, Drake. Everyone?
Miss?
Has Mr. Warbucks arrived yet?
No, miss, but I called Teterboro. His plane from Chicago landed, so we're expecting him any minute.
Do you really live here, or is this a train station?
We really live here. Has a carpet been put down in the dining room, Miss Greer?
Yes, miss.
And has a sideway been tuned?
Yes, miss.
Everything is in order, miss. Mrs. Pugh has prepared his favorite dinner.
Fine.
It'll be good to see Mr. Warbucks again.
Yes, 6 weeks is a long time. Now, would you all come here for a moment, please?
Quickly, everyone, quickly.
Everyone, I'd like you to meet Annie. She'll be staying with us for the next 2 weeks for Christmas.
Hi, Annie.
Annie, this is everyone.
Hi, everyone.
May I take your coat, miss?
Will I get it back?
Of course you will, dear.
Gee, I really love my new coat, Miss Farrell.
I'm glad, dear. Now, what would you like to do first?
Let's see. The floors, I could scrub them, then the windows.
Annie, you won't have to do any cleaning while you're here.
I won't?
Of course not. You're a guest, and for the next 2 weeks, you're going to have a swell time. Cecile will lay out all your clothes.
Red's your color? No. Blue, I think.
Your path is drawn by Mrs. Green.
So, no bubbles, I think.
Annette comes in to make your bed.
No, the satin sheets, I think. I think I'm gonna like it here.
The swimming pool is to the left.
Inside the house?
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
The tennis court is in the rear.
I've never even picked up a racket.
Have an instructor here at noon. Oh, and get that Don Budge fellow.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
When you wake, ring for Drake. Drake will bring your tray. When you're through, Mrs. Pugh comes to take it away. No need to pick up any toys.
That's okay, I haven't got any anyway.
No finger will you lift, my dear.
We have but one request. Please put us to the test.
I know I'm gonna like it here. Used to room in a tomb where I sit and freeze. Get me now, holy cow! Could someone please me, please? Ow!
She didn't mean it. We never had a little girl.
We've never had a little girl.
I'm very glad to volunteer.
We hope you understand. Your wishes are command. We know you're gonna like it here. Welcome.
How was everything?
Welcome home, Mr. Warbucks.
Welcome home, Mr. Warbucks.
Good to be home.
How was your flight from Chicago?
Not bad. Took 11 hours, and we only had to land 4 times. Now, first things first. Has the painting arrived yet from Paris?
Yes, sir. They're just about to hang it now, sir.
Ah, good. No, I don't think so. Grace,
Yes, sir.
messages.
President Roosevelt, he wants you to call him back at the White House.
Or I'll get back to him tomorrow. Anyone else?
Yes, sir. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Mahatma Gandhi, and Harpo Marx.
Nothing urgent. What did Harpo want?
He didn't say.
Drake, I want my smoking jacket and brown velvet pants.
Mr. Warbucks.
Oh, and Mrs. Pugh.
Yes, sir.
I won't be having dinner this evening. I've got hours of paperwork to get through.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Grace, I'll need you for dictation.
Yes, sir.
All right? Good to see you all again.
Sir?
Drake,
Yes, sir.
dismiss the staff. All right, Grace, we'll start on the iron ore shipments. Get the figures. Who is that?
Mr. Warbucks, this is Annie, the orphan, who's going to be spending the Christmas holidays with us.
The orphan? But that's not a boy. Orphans are boys.
I'm sorry, sir. You just said orphan, so I chose a girl.
Oh, well, I suppose you'll have to do. Annie, huh? Annie what?
Sir?
What's your last name, child?
I'm just Annie, sir. I haven't got any last name that I know of.
So, you're just Annie, huh?
Just Annie. I'm sorry that I'm not a boy.
I don't suppose you'd like to meet Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, sure. Who's Lou Gehrig?
I couldn't be happier that you'll be spending the holidays with us, Annie. Grace, we'll start with the figures on the iron ore shipments. Get the figures from the plants from Toledo.
Yes, sir.
What are we supposed to do with this child?
It is her first night here, sir.
Oh, so it is. Well, Annie, it being your first night here, I guess we ought to do something special for you. Why don't you sit down? How would you like to go to a movie?
Oh, I'd love to. I mean, I've heard a lot about him, but I've never been to one.
Never?
No, sir.
Well, then we've got to do something about that right away. And nothing but the best for you, Annie. You'll go straight to the Roxy. Then an ice cream soda at Rumpelmeyer's and a handsome cab ride all around Central Park.
Golly!
Grace, forget about that dictation for tonight. Instead, we'll do it first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
Take Annie right to the movies.
Oh, gee.
Something the matter, child?
No, it's just... Oh, gee.
No, what is it? Don't you want to go to the Roxy?
Oh, I want to. It's just... I thought you were going to take me.
Me? Well, I'm afraid that I'll be far too busy tonight.
Gee.
You see, Annie, I've just been away for 6 weeks, making an inspection tour of my factories. Or what's left of my factories with this damn depression. And when a man is running a multi-billion-dollar corporation...
It's okay, Mr. Roebucks. I understand.
Excuse me, Mr. Warbucks, Bernard Baruch calling.
Good. Hello, Barney? Yes, I just got in an hour ago. Yes, Detroit and Chicago. Barney, I didn't like what I saw out there. Factory shut down. My factory shut down! Good darn tootin', when I'm not making money, nobody is. And damn it, Barney, that pal of yours, Roosevelt, had better do something and do it quick. Yes, I know he's a Democrat, but he's a human being, too. Listen, I've got some figures on from the Toledo plant. Listen, let's go over them tonight. Fine, we'll talk. I got some new figures from... Barney, make it tomorrow. Tonight, I've got a date to go to the movies with a 10-year-old girl.
11.
I was mistaken, Barney. She's 11. Bye. Drake!
Yes, sir.
Coates!
Yes, sir.
Grace, you'll come along too, of course.
Will you be wanting the Bentley, sir, or the Duesenberg?
The Duesenberg. No, wait. We'll walk. This child's been cooped up in an orphanage.
Walk to the Roxy?
Sure. Why not? It's only 45 blocks.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. without you. You're big, you're loud, tough, and wise. I go years without you, and I can't get enough of cab drivers answering back in language far from pure. Enough of frankfurters answering back, oh brother, you know you're why sing too crazy, too hot, too cold, too late. I'm sold again on NYC. Come on, you slowpokes, we've got to get to the Roxy before the prices change. NYC.
The shadow at sundown, the roofs that scrape the sky.
NYC. The rich and the rundown. The big parade goes by. What other town has the Empire State and a mayor 5'2"? No other town in the whole 48 can have compared to you. NYC. You make them all postcards. You clown, you crab, you're still the champ. Amen for NYC. The shimmer of Times Square, the pulse,
The beat, the
drive. You might say that I'm square, but damn, I come alive. The city's bright as a penny arcade. It blinks, it tickles, it rings.
It's here all of my life and never seen these things.
NYC.
Keeps coming
By bus,
by train.
you can't explain their end.
NYC just got here this morning. 3 bucks, 2 bags, 1 me. NYC, I give you fair warning. Up there in lights, I'll be. Go ask the goose with or Captain and Hearts, the place they love the best. So California pays big for their art. Their fan mail comes addressed to NYC. Tomorrow a penthouse that's way up high. Tonight, the why not? It's NYC.
Popcorn. What do you say to some popcorn? I haven't had popcorn since.
Trent, who sets out to prove for herself what so many women long to prove. That because a woman is 35 or more, romance in life need not be over. That romance can live at 35 and after.
Oh, merciful God, I hope so.
Good afternoon, Miss Hannigan.
Yeah, Farrell. You're early. Only 1 week. What's the matter? Warbucks fed up with Annie already?
Oh, no. On the contrary, Mr. Warbucks is delighted with Annie, and Annie is having the time of her life.
How nice.
Yes. She and Mr. Warbucks go everywhere together. They're practically inseparable. They go to the Roxy, to the Stock Exchange. Oh, and guess where they had lunch yesterday?
The Waldorf?
The Automat.
The Automat?
Yes. And she just loves her new coat. She never takes it off.
Never?
Never. Miss Hannigan, I know you're busy, but this has to be signed and sent back to Mr. Donatelli at the Board of Orphans by no later than 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
What for?
Well, Mr. Warbucks is so taken with Annie that, guess what?
What?
He wants to adopt her.
How nice. How wonderful. Now let me get this wonderful news straight. Annie's gonna be Warbucks' kid? The daughter of a millionaire?
Oh, no, no, no. The daughter of a billionaire.
A billionaire?
And Mr. Warbucks asked me to stop by in person to tell you that Annie won't be coming back here ever again.
Ever? My. Would you excuse me for a moment, please? Ah! You got any more wonderful news?
I told you about the coat, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, you told me about the coat.
Well then, good day, Miss Hannigan.
Yeah, good day.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Oops, pardon me, Chicky. Hiya, sis. Long time no see.
Rooster! Oh, God, it never rains, but it pours. They finally let you out of Leavenworth?
I got 6 months off for good behavior.
I'll bet. What was it this time?
Some old geezer from Yonkers said I swindled him out of $1,100.
Oh, yeah? Why did he say that?
Because the rooster swindled him out of $1,100.
Lil, sis, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine from,
Jersey City.
Jersey City. Miss Lily St. Regis.
I'm named after the hotel, you know.
Which floor?
Lil. Sis, don't you just love Lil?
Yeah, I'm nuts about it.
Rooster, do me a favor. Get out of here and take the St. Regis with you.
Oh, come on, Aggie.
Can it? Looking for another handout, huh?
Nah, I got $80 coming in the mail Thursday. So all I need is 10 to tide me over.
Uh-huh. Not even a nickel for the subway, Rooster.
A $5, Aggie?
$5, oh God. You with all your big talk, gonna be living in Clover.
This ain't exactly Buckingham Palace.
Yeah? I'm on the city. Steady salary, free food, free gas and electric. I'm doing all right.
Sis, you're doing like I'm doing.
Lousy.
Oh, Aggie. How'd the two Hannigan kids ever end up like this? On the skids. I remember the way our sainted mother would sit and croon us her lullaby.
She'd say, kids, there's a place that's like no other. You gotta get there before you die.
You don't get there by playing from the rule book.
You stack the aces.
You load the dice. Mother dear, oh, we know you're down there listening. How can we follow your sweet advice to the easy street, where you sleep till noon. Yeah. Cedar Peak, easy chick I bumped into when I come in. Looked like she had a couple of dollars.
Oh, she works for Oliver Warbucks.
The Oliver Warbucks? The millionaire? No, the billionaire, you dumb hotel.
She works for him up in his mansion on Fifth Avenue.
Fifth Avenue? He don't live on Fifth Avenue.
You don't? Where does he live?
Easy Street. Easy Street. Where the Richmonds play. Move them feet to Easy Street. When you get there, stay. Aggie, what'd that dame want?
Brought me the wonderful news that Annie, an orphan from here, oh God, I hate that kid, is getting adopted by Warbucks. Gonna have everything. That rotten kid is gonna have everything.
Crummy orphan living in the lap of luxury. It ain't fair.
No, it ain't fair.
It ain't fair how we scrounge for $3 or $4 while she gets $1.
Ooh, the little brat! It ain't fair, this here life is driving me nuts. While we get peanuts, she's living fast.
Maybe she holds the key, that little lady.
To get more bucks.
Instead of less. Maybe we fix the game with something shady.
Rooster!
Where does that put us?
I'll tell her.
Give you one guess.
Yes!
Yes, Mr. President, I will grant you that Barney Baruch and I are not exactly sitting on bread lines. Yes, sir. Yes. No, sir, I am not asking for your help. I've never asked for any man's help, and I never will. But you've got to realize that you've got to do something and do it damn fast. Yes, sir. Yes, I'll talk to you about it on... Friday. Listen, Mr. President, why don't you and I bury the hatchet? On your way up to Hyde Park this Christmas Eve, why don't you stop over here at my home for dinner? Wonderful. See you then, sir. If I'd known he was going to say yes, I would never have asked him. Grace, call out Smith and find out what Democrats eat.
Yes, sir.
And make a note. Friday morning, 11 a.m. at the White House. Meeting with President Roosevelt.
Yes, sir.
The package from Tiffany's.
Yes, sir. Arrived this morning, sir.
Good. I'm going to give this thing to her and then tell her that I want to adopt her. Where is Annie?
She's upstairs writing another letter to her friends at the orphanage. I'll have Drake call her.
Fine. Damn.
Mr. Warbucks, you don't have to be nervous. She's going to be the happiest little girl in the world.
Damn right she is, and I'm not nervous. Get her down here.
Drake, Mr. Warbucks.
Mr. Warbucks will see you now.
Thank you, Mr. Drake. Hello?
Hello, Annie. How are you today?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Good. Annie, the time has come for the two of us to have a very serious discussion.
You're sending me back to the orphanage, right?
No, of course not. Annie, can we have a man-to-man talk?
Sure.
Sit down. See, Annie, I was born into a very poor section of New York they call Hell's Kitchen. And both of my parents died before I was 10. And anyway, I made a promise to myself. Someday, one way or another, I was going to be rich. Very rich.
That was a good idea.
Anyway, by the time I was 23, I made my first million. And in 10 years, I turned that into 100 million. And back in those days, that was a lot of money. Anyway, I might as well level with you, Annie. Making money is all I've ever given a damn about. And, well, I was ruthless to those I had to climb over on my way to the top, because I've always believed in one thing. You don't have to be nice to the people you meet on the way up if you're not planning on coming back down again. But lately I've realized something. No matter how many Rembrandts or Duesenbergs you've got, if you've got no one to share your life with, Annie, if you're alone, well, then you might as well be back and broken in Hell's Kitchen. You understand what I'm trying to say to you, Annie?
Sure.
Good.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Guess not.
Damn. I was in Tiffany's yesterday. Picked this thing up for you. Even had it engraved.
Gee, Mr. Warbucks, you're so nice to me. Oh, gee.
It's a new silver locket, Annie. I noticed that old broke one you always wear, and I said to myself, I'm going to buy that child a new locket.
Thanks, Mr. Warbucks.
Here, we'll just take this old one off.
No! Don't make me take off my locket. I don't want a new one.
What's wrong, Annie?
This locket, you see, my mom and dad left it with me, with the orphanage, with a note, too. They love me, sir, and they're going to come back for me. And all I know, being here with you and Christmas is, I don't know how to say it. I want my own parents more than anything else in the world.
I'll help you, Annie. I'll find them. Annie, I'll find them for you. I'll find your parents for you. Now, I'll get her a brandy.
Miss Annie, you just see. If anyone can find your parents, Mr. Warbucks is the man.
Annie, there's nothing to worry about. Mr. Warbucks will find your mom and dad. If he has to get each and every single person in his organization on the job, if he has to pull every political string there is to pull, up to and including the White House.
The League of Nations!
If he should need the FBI, then he will have the FBI with all the favors that he's done. J. Edgar Hoover owes him one. Midnight oil den, till not a stone is left unturned. He will search everywhere and he'll find the truth. Oh, you won't be an orphan for long.
Hello, J. Edgar. Warbucks. I want 50 of your best G-men. A day, a week, months. No matter how long it takes. Put them on vacation and I'll pay for it. I'll pay all costs. Fine. When can I have them? Tomorrow morning. Oh, and Jay, I want that Agent Gunderson here at my home tonight. Well, you'll just have to take him off that Dillinger case. Hit it! Hooray!
Oh, you won't be an orphan, no, you won't be an orphan.
your locket.
But Mr. Warbucks,
I understand, but it could be our best clue. We'll have the FBI trace what was bought, and then find out who bought it.
Okay. Here you go.
You watch, Jenny? With this locket and the FBI, you may be marrying your parents in a couple of days.
Really?
Really?
I gotta write a note to the kids about this.
What a thing to occur, finding them, losing her. Oh, you won't be an orphan for long.
And Mr. Warwick says that I might be meeting my folks real soon. Maybe now it's time, and maybe when I wake, they'll be there calling me baby,
Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Annie. On America's favorite radio show program, The Occident Hour of Smiles, starring your old softie, Bert Healy. A moment of tears.
Thank you, Bert Healy.
But still remember, folks.
Smile, darn you, smile.
Right, Wacky. Smile, darn you, smile.
Say, who's that who just walked into our WEAF studios? Why, it's none other than that wealthy industrialist and Wall Street tycoon, Oliver Warbucks.
Good evening, Oliver Warbucks. It's nice of you to drop by.
Q Warbucks. Good evening, Bert Healy. It's nice to be here.
Oliver Warbucks, I understand that you have something to tell the folks at home about wonder little Annie here.
Q Warbucks. Yes, Annie is an 11-year-old foundling who was left by her parents on the steps of New York's Municipal Orphanage on the night of December 31st, 1922.
And aren't you now conducting a coast-to-coast nationwide search for Annie's parents?
Q Warbucks. Yes, Bert Healy. I am now conducting a coast-to-coast nationwide search for Annie's parents. Drop page. Warbucks continued. Furthermore, I am offering a certified check for $50,000 to anyone who can prove that they are Annie's parents.
$50,000. Wow, Oliver Warbucks.
Boy, oh boy, 50,000 schmackers. Shh, quiet, Wacky, this is no joke. I know, Mr. McQuacken, everything you say is no joke. And you'll move your lips, too.
So Annie's parents, if you're listening in, contact Oliver Warbucks, care of this station, WEAF New York, or directly to him at...
Q Warbucks. That's 987 5th Avenue, New York, NY.
987 5th Avenue, New York, New York. Thank you, Oliver Warbucks.
Q Warbucks. Thank you, Bert Healy. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Occident, the maker of new K-64 toothpaste with germs to fight bad breath. Thank you, Bert Healy.
Good night, Oliver Warbucks. So Annie's parents, if you're listening in, there's $50,000 and a wonderful daughter waiting here for you.
So get in touch right away, you hear?
Well, I see by the old clock on the wall that another one of our Thursday night get-togethers has gone by faster than you can say Occident.
O-X-Y-D-E-N-T.
The toothpaste of stars to make your teeth Hollywood bright. So for all the Hour of Smiles family, Ronnie, Bonnie, and Connie, the lovely Boylan sisters, Fred McCracken,
and Wacky, and Jimmy Johnson, radio's only best announcer.
This is Bert Healy saying... Hey, hobo man, hey, dapper Dan, you both got your style, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Your clothes may be Beau Brummely, they stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe that matters. Senator, janitor, so long for a while, remember you're never fully dressed without a...
Ready or not, here he goes. Listen to Bert tap his smiling toes.
The lovely Boylan sisters.
Your clothes may be Bob-Rolley. They stand out a mile, but brother, you never fully dressed. You never dress without a S-M-I-L-E. Smile, darn you.
Yes, this is your old softie. This is Healy's boy, Bert, saying until next week, same time, same station. Bonsoir, buenos noches, guten Nacht, and gosh, I almost forgot. Good night.
Gee, Annie's on the radio, coast to coast. She's famous.
Wish I was on the radio.
Me too. Nah, not me.
cleanliness in here?
No, Miss Hannigan!
What are y'all doing up?
Annie was on the radio on WEAF.
Yeah, I know. I heard it. Next thing you know, she'll be in the movies. Now get out of here, all you, and get to bed. She never misses. A $50,000 reward. $50,000! God, what I couldn't do with $50,000. Oh, I hate that Annie so much. You'd think I was her mother.
Excuse us, ma'am. Are you the lady that runs this here orphanage?
Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, Ralph, I'm scared. Something could happen to her.
Hush, Shirley. It's gonna be all right, Shirley. She's gonna be here and she's gonna be ours again. Ma'am, was you working here 11 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, we had terrible troubles back then. We had to head north to Canada and we had to leave a baby here on the front stoop.
Our little girl, our Annie.
Annie? You're Annie's parents?
Yes, ma'am, we are.
I can't believe it. Annie's parents? Where'd you say he was from again?
Oh, we come from a little farm up in Canada where they've got lots of chickens and ducks and geese and roosters.
Rooster, oh God, Rooster, I never would have known it was you in 100 years.
Fooled you, Aggie. We're gonna fool Warbucks, too.
Get ourselves 50,000 big ones.
Oh, this is gonna be the best bunko job ever, Aggie. I know a guy out in Brooklyn who can doctor up a fake birth certificate or any other papers you want. But we need your help, sis, for details about Annie that can help pull this thing off.
Sure, I can help you. A lot. But what's in it for me?
Three-way split, Aggie.
Half.
Half?
Half.
Half. Straight down the middle. 25 grand each. But we gotta do it fast, Aggie. Give him the old rooster razzle dazzle. In and out. 2-3 minutes at the most. Get the money, get the kid, and get the hell out of town.
Yeah, the kid, Annie. That's the problem. What do we do with her afterwards?
Aggie, that's no problem. When I want something to disappear, it disappears. For good. We get the 50 grand, we blow this crummy town, and then Lil and me'll meet you.
Where? Oh, yeah.
And has so far lived up to none of his lofty campaign promises. All we have had from Franklin Delano Roosevelt and his so-called brain trust is a great deal of high-flown talk and virtually no action. In a nation racked by poverty, misery, and unemployment, it is deeds we want from the White House, not words. In short, Mr. President, if you are listening, we've had enough of your fireside chats. It's time to...
Criticism, damn it! Nothing but criticism!
I know. It's awful. Has anyone seen the Washington Post this morning?
My friend, I say again, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Every cloud has a silver lining. And you're never fully dressed without a smile.
Oliver Warbucks and friend, Franklin.
Thank you, Louis. Show them in. Ah, Oliver, good of you to have come.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Well, who's this we have here?
Mr. President, this is my good friend Annie. She so wanted to meet you that I couldn't resist bringing her along, just to say hello.
Annie. Ah, yes, the little girl who sang so beautifully on the radio last night.
Annie, this is President Roosevelt.
How do you do, President Roosevelt?
How do you do, Annie? You're as lovely as you sounded on the radio.
Thank Thank you, President Roosevelt.
Well, shall we begin?
Now, Annie, if you wait outside...
No, Oliver. Let Annie stay. Having a child on hand will keep us all on our best behavior.
Thank you, Mr. President. Annie?
Harold, I don't want to hear even so much as a gosh out of you. Oliver, you know everyone, of course. But Annie, let me introduce you. Secretary of Labor Perkins, Secretary of State Hall, Acting Secretary of Treasury Morgenthau, Secretary of the Interior Ickes, and my friend and aide, Mr. Lewis Howe. Now, Oliver, since you speak for those happy few Americans who have any money left, I'd like to begin with your view on the matters.
Mr. President, in the words of Calvin Coolidge, the business of this nation is business. And so for the good of you, Wall Street, me, and this nation, we've got to get the factories open and my workers back to work.
According to my latest figures, there are now 15 million Americans out of work and nearly 50 million with no visible means of support.
Mr. President, if I may say so, unemployment is not our worst problem. The dispatches from Germany are coming more and more disturbing each day. There could be war.
Oh, Germany, hell, people are starving in this country. Harold, I know that, but in the long run.
Cornell! For people who are starving, there is no long run.
The problem is, it's all happening at once. The stock markets have taken another nosedive.
Sit-down strikes, riots, floods, dust storms.
And the FBI still hasn't caught Dillinger.
Well, at least we're all agreed on one thing. The situation is hopeless and getting worse.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun.
Quiet, little
Harold! What did you say, Annie? No, that's all right. Go ahead. It's still a free country.
Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, the sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come on, May. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away.
Harold Ickes, stand up.
What?
You heard me, Harold. Stand up. Now sing.
Sing?
Yes, sing like Annie. I've just decided that if my administration is going to be anything, it's going to be optimistic about the future of this country. Now sing.
But really, Franklin,
Sing.
I can't.
Louder, Harold.
Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow
Perkins.
there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow.
Clears away the cobwebs and the sorrows till there's no.
Well, solo for the president. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, my friends, everyone, Republicans to Oliver, sing.
The sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow.
Come on, man. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're always a day away.
Mr. President, a telegram.
Ah, yes. Excuse me, everyone. Let's see. This isn't for me. It's for you, Oliver. From your secretary in New York. Hundreds of couples jamming street outside house. all claiming to be Annie's parents. Have begun to screen them. Suggest you return to New York at once. Signed, Grace Farrell.
Well, it looks as though the Hour of Smiles has more listeners than we thought. Hi, Annie.
Gee, hundreds of couples? One of them is bound to be my mother and father.
Well, Oliver, as much as I'm enjoying your company, and especially yours, Annie, I suspect you ought to be getting back to New York immediately.
Yes, Mr. President, if you don't mind. Annie?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Annie.
Bye, President Roosevelt, and thank you.
No, thank you, Annie. You're the kind of person a president should have around him.
Mr. President, what if we set up 100 or 1,000 federal projects?
Dams, highways,
new post offices, and put the unemployed to work building them.
We could create 5 million new jobs within only 6 months. And weekly paychecks would get those millions off the leaf and back to paying taxes.
We'll build a country so strong, not even Chancellor Hitler could beat us in a war.
The FBI caught Babyface Nelson, didn't they? They're bound to catch Dillinger.
Mr. President, what we've got to give this country is nothing less than a new outlook,
a new vision,
a new approach,
a new concept,
a new dedication,
a new horizon,
a new spirit,
a new attitude,
a new deal. Gentlemen, I was right the first time. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. Everyone sing.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day.
There's still no sign of Mr. Warbucks or Miss Annie.
Drake, look at all these questionnaires. I've interviewed 627 women who claimed to be Annie's mother and 619 men who said that they were Annie's father. Let me see, that makes...
1,246.
All liars. Drake, I never realized that there were so many dishonest people on the island of Manhattan.
Some of them were from the Bronx, miss.
Grace, we're back.
Where are they, Miss Farrell? Where are all the people?
They're gone, dear. Come and gone. I'm so sorry, but they were all liars and fakes after nothing but the $50,000.
Oh, gee.
Are you certain?
Yes, they didn't even know about the locket. I'm so
I was
sorry.
sure somebody was going to be my mother and father.
Mr. Warbucks, this has just come by special messenger from the FBI.
Ah, finally. It says Agent Gunderson just located the manufacturer of Annie's locket in Utica, New York.
Oh, boy!
It says that sort of locket was manufactured between 1918 and 1924.
Sort of locket?
Yes. Over 90,000 were made and sold.
Oh, gee.
Annie, I'm afraid the gist of it is that, well, Agent Gunderson doesn't think there's a chance in a million of finding her parents through the locket. I'm sorry.
Gee, that's okay. I mean, you did the best you could, and if you can't find them, nobody can. I guess a kid can get along without folks. Look at you. You didn't turn out so bad. Got all those Duesenbergs hanging on the wall.
Mr. Warbucks, I'll go check on the dinner menu.
Annie, a Duesenberg is a car, and Lou Gehrig is the first baseman for the New York Yankees. And there's something else you should know. I made me a fortune, that fortune maiden, been headlined in profile again and again, yet something was missing each time I got through. That something was someone but who? My speeches are greeted with thunderous acclaim. at 2 universities bearing my name. Yet something was missing each time I got through. That something was someone, but who could that someone be? How could she make it known? Who would need me for me alone? The world was my oyster, but where was the pearl who dreamed I could find it in one little girl? Yes, something was missing, but dreams do come true. That something is no one but you. Need me for me alone. The world was my oyster, but where was the pearl who dreamed I could find it in one little girl? Yes, something was missing, but dreams do come true. That something is no one but you. Grace,
Yes, sir.
those legal papers I gave you the other day, do you still have them?
Yes, sir. I'll get them right away, sir.
No. Grace, wait a moment. I want you to stay here. I haven't waltzed since the inauguration of William Howard Taft. Annie, sit down. Annie, I want to adopt you.
Adopt me?
Yes or no?
If I can't have my real mother, father, there's no one in the whole wide world I'd rather have for a father than you, Mr. Warbucks.
Drake, call Justice Brandeis and ask him to come over to sign the adoption papers.
Yes, sir!
Grace, tell Mrs. Pugh there'll be a house full of guests. We'll need flowers, caviar, and champagne.
And cheese.
Cheese?
Yes, cheese. You know, cheese.
Ah, yes, cheese. Annie, this is going to be an adoption party. It's going to be a celebration, and you can have anyone in the world you want to come to. Who would you like? Andrew Mellon, Madame Shanghai Sheck, Lou Gehrig.
Anyone in the world?
Huh?
I guess I'd like Miss Pugh and Miss Farrell and Mr. Drake. I want everybody here.
Of course, that's who I'd like too. Drake!
Yes, sir.
Tell the servants to get spiffed up. They're going to be the guests at Annie's adoption party.
Yes, sir!
Oh, and the kids.
Oh, I'm afraid it'll be way past their bedtime. But I'll tell you what, we'll invite everyone from the orphanage here Christmas Eve for a big Christmas party.
Miss Hannigan, too.
Miss Hannigan, too. Why not? Annie, I'm the luckiest man in the world.
And I'm the luckiest kid.
Together at last, together forever. We're tying a knot, they never can sever.
I don't need sunshine now to turn my skies to blue.
I don't need anything but you.
You wrap me around that cute little finger. You've made life a song. You've made me the singer.
And what's that?
and Midas. But nothing on earth could ever divide us. And if tomorrow I'm an apple seller too, I don't need anything but you.
Excuse me, sir. Everyone skipped up for the party.
Ah, excellent. Grace,
Yes, sir.
I think Annie and I should get stripped up too. Haven't it? Why, Grace, that's a very pretty dress you're wearing.
Thank you, sir.
Haven't I put her into one of her new dresses? And have to see her do something with her hair. I don't know. Take her upstairs. Well, gussy her up.
Yes, sir. Gussy, you're up.
Annie, everything's on me now.
Stars are coming out since you came around. It's Christmas, Christmas every day. Sad times, never know yesterday's blues. Annie, kick out the blues. Annie, look what you done for us, Annie, turn on the fun for us.
Yes, that nice cabin, bare and green.
You will align with us
My friends, welcome to the happiest night of my life.
They're two of a kind, the happiest pair now. Like Brian or Dell, they're floating on air now. And what's the title of this dream that's just come true?
I don't need anything.
Anything. I don't need anything but you.
Now, Oliver, and we are ready to begin. The adoption procedure is very simple. Sir?
Yes.
Sir?
Excuse us, folks. Shirley, look, there's our Annie.
Who are you? Honey, we're your mom and dad.
Mudge. Mudge is the name. Ralph Mudge. And this here is the wife, Shirley.
You never knew this, dear, but you're Annie Mudge.
Annie Mudge.
We was sick and broke, honey, and didn't know which way to turn. And a man gave us a chance to work out in his farm in Canada.
But we couldn't bring along no baby.
We loved you, Annie, but we had to leave you behind.
Mr. Mudd, is it? We've talked to many people who...
Proof. I expect to be wanting proof of who we are. Well, here are our driver's licenses and Annie's birth certificate.
A baby girl, name Anne Elizabeth Mudge, born to Ralph and Shirley Mudge, New York, New York, October 28th, 1922.
October 28th? That's my birthday!
It was in her note, sir.
Yes, I know, but I still don't
Mister,
want any...
please! You gotta believe us. We just get out on the Greyhound this afternoon and went straight to the orphanage to fetch our Annie. And the lady there said our baby was up here.
Oh, Annie, all these years I dreamed of holding you in my arms again.
Mr. Mudge, on the night that...
Here's something you wouldn't know about. But when we left Annie at the orphanage, we left half a silver locket with her and kept the other
Ralph,
half.
look! She's wearing it.
And here's the part we kept. Yes! It fits perfectly!
Oh, thank God, Ralph, she's our Annie.
She seems to be.
She is! Well, If you'll get her things together, we'll be taking her along.
Take her?
No.
Just a moment, Mr. Mudge. What about the money?
Money? Well, we ain't got much, but we'd be glad to give you whatever
You haven't heard that I've offered a certified check for $50,000 to anyone who can prove that they are Annie's parents?
No, sir. We don't know nothing about no check. Anyway, we don't want no money.
Right. We don't want no money for Annie.
On the other hand, Cheryl, remember that little pig farm out in New Jersey? With $50,000, we could afford to bring Annie up right in the country with fresh air and fresh eggs and...
Fresh ham?
Fresh ham. Certified, huh? All I gotta do is make it out to myself?
Yes, that's correct. Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning?
Yes, you wouldn't mind if Annie stayed here tonight, since it's being Christmas. Then you can come back tomorrow to pick up Annie and the check.
Oh.
Oh, well, yes, whatever you prefer, sir. So I think we should be getting back to our hotel now. Bye, Annie.
Goodbye, Annie, love.
Until tomorrow morning, honey, and then you'll be spending the rest of your life with us. Well, goodbye, all. Oops, pardon me, Chickie. Merry Christmas.
Season's greetings.
Well, this is wonderful news.
Yes, wonderful news. You're
Annie?
lucky, Annie.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Just think, New Jersey.
We must celebrate. Drink.
Yes, sir.
Champagne.
Yes, sir.
We must celebrate. It's Christmas Eve, and we've just gotten the most wonderful news of all. Annie has found her parents. Everyone, I propose a toast to Annie Mudge.
To Annie Mudge.
Annie!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
I seem to be having the same effect on everybody.
I've lost her. I've lost Annie.
Sir, that Mr. Mudge, I don't know, but I think I've seen him someplace before. I just can't remember where or when. But I have the strangest feeling that he's not who he says he is.
Mr. President, Franklin, I need your help.
Why, of course, Oliver. Whatever I can do for you.
See, we were preparing for Annie's adoption.
Silly to cry, nothing to fear. Betcha where they live, as nice as right here. Betcha my life is gonna be swell. Looking at them, it's easy to tell. And maybe I'll forget how nice he was to me, and how I was almost his baby.
Good morning, Annie.
Morning, Annie.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Warbucks, Miss Sparrow.
Merry Christmas, Annie. Well, you're up early this morning.
Well, my folks are coming for me, of course, so I thought I'd just wait for them here. They're taking me out to the country. Will you come see me sometime?
Yes, I'll see you, Annie.
You're up early.
Well, actually, we've been up all night, dear. We've had quite a time of it. FBI men coming and going. Did you know that President Roosevelt is here?
Really?
Yes. Annie, I've got something very difficult to tell you, and the President is going to help me do it. Mr. President?
Merry Christmas, Annie.
Merry Christmas, Mr. President Roosevelt.
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too, sir.
Mr. President?
Annie, early this morning, FBI Director Hoover telephoned me with some very sad news. Through the paper and the handwriting on your note, he succeeded in tracing the identity of your parents.
Yes, we already know that. Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
No. Annie, dear, they aren't your parents. Your parents were David and Margaret Bennett.
David and Margaret Bennett? Where are they?
Annie.
Annie, your mother and father passed away a long time ago.
You mean they're dead?
Yes.
So I'm an orphan after all, like all the other kids?
Annie, are you all right?
Yeah. You see, I guess I knew all along they were dead. Because they love me. And they would have come for me if they weren't.
I love you, Annie Bennett.
I love you too. Now who the heck are Ralph and Shirley Mudge?
Yeah. Who the heck are Ralph and Shirley Mudge?
Well, the birth certificate could have easily been forged, but the thing is, they knew about the locket.
The locket, that's your key.
Yes, but no one else knew about the locket except us. And the FBI, of course.
And Miss Hannigan.
And
Miss Hannigan.
And Miss Hannigan.
Miss Hannigan, sir, and the children from the orphanage.
Show them in, Drake. Miss Hannigan, delighted to meet you.
Same here. And I know you anyways. You're the Oliver Warbucks, right?
Yes, yes. Please, let me introduce you to everyone. You know my secretary, Miss Farrell, of course. And this is the President of the United States. And this is my butler, Drake.
Hi, kids!
Hi! Gee, what a great place! Who want to live in this dump?
Look, kids, there's presents for all of us. Oh, my goodness!
Mr. Warbucks, this has just come from the FBI.
Finally, comes the dawn.
Annie, come look at this.
Leaping lizards, who would have guessed?
Sir, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
Show them in, Drake.
With pleasure, sir. Won't you please come in, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge?
Good morning. Merry Christmas, one and all.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, there she is, Cheryl, our little girl.
You're a little girl.
Well, we don't want to bother you on Christmas and all. We just come to pick up Annie, her suitcase, and the check.
Yes, the check. I'd almost forgotten. There you are, Mr. Mudge. $50,000. Certified.
Certified. Paid to the order of Ralph Mudge.
Read that again, pal.
Paid to the order of... The jig is up?
Yes, Daniel Francis Hannigan. The jig is up. Also known as...
Rooster Hannigan, also known as Ralph Mudge, also known as Danny the Dip.
Franklin, I believe that fraud is a federal offense, and that your Secret Service men have the power to arrest.
Yes, Oliver, they certainly do. Lewis, turn them over.
Yes, sir. And Mr. President? Miss? I believe that you'll find that this woman is their accomplice. Arrest her too, please.
Me? I never seen these people till yesterday.
Come off it, Aggie.
Yes, sis. If Willie and me is taking a fall, so are you.
Mr. Warbucks. Oliver. I ain't done nothing to you.
The jig is up.
Annie, tell him how nice and good I always was to you.
Remember the one thing you always taught me, never tell a lie.
Brat! Oh, I never liked you. You little gold digger. Oh, take your hands off me.
We'd like to meet your friends.
Hey, kids, this is Miss Farrell.
Hi, kid.
Hello. And this is Daddy Warbucks.
Hi, kids.
And that is the President of the United States. Hello.
Hi, kids.
Hey, kids, Miss Hannigan is gone for good. Hooray!
And you won't have to work anymore.
Hooray!
Instead, you'll have teachers and classrooms and books.
Hey, kids, no more hot mush. Hooray!
Yes, girls, for you and perhaps for all of us. This Christmas is going to be the beginning of a wonderful new life together. I know the depression's depressing. The cows are stilled.
The stores are filled.
And windows are minus their dressing.
The children don't grin. The Santas are thin.
And I've heard a terrible rumor. No goodwill, no cheer. But we'll get a new deal for Christmas this year.
The snowflakes are frightened of falling.
And no more things, no comfort sing.
And all through the land, folks are bawling.
And filled with despair, 'cause Pumpkin's a bear.
But Santa's got brand new assistants. There's nothing to fear. They're bringing a new deal for Christmas this year.
On Folly and Perkins, on Icky's and Wallet, on Morgenthau and Cumming,
Fill pockets with dollars.
and Swanson,
Get along, Cornell.
Get along, giddy up.
Call your committee up.
Build every city up. Cheer every giddy up. Fill every stocking with laughter. We haven't got room for any more gloom. Let's ring every bell from the rafters.
And shine across the land.
Tomorrow's a
Thank you very much. You were a terrific audience, a very important part of the whole thing. What makes this whole thing work, what makes musical theater work, is that on the other side of this proscenium, we have the communication going, and obviously tonight we had that communication going. The more you applauded, the more excited you got, the better they got. So we'll give you a round of applause. If we could just have your patience for a little longer. It's a very important time, a very important part of the night is to thank the people and to acknowledge the people that made all of this very possible. I'll ask the stage members, the cast, to please be patient with me while I call off these names. First of all, the art crew members that are responsible for painting the scenery that you see here. I would like to mention their names out loud. So we have Missy Dennis, who is not here this evening. Missy Dennis, Amy Clark, Jen Gonch, and Heather Cardone. I'd like to ask our behind-the-scenes ladies and men to come forward, our stage crew, for doing the fine work that they do. Come on. Terrific job. That's not easy. On our sound, our audio in the back, we have Ichiro Ashihara and Mark DiMaggio Jr. Our prop people, Nancy DeBacker, Saya Tucker, where are you? Catherine Hollinger there? On lights, the person that did a terrific job and does consistently a terrific job all the time for us. Our director of lighting, Bill. Billy Gully is assisted by Jason Manstream, and on spot, Jamie Manstream. We have a video crew out here. The director and producer of that crew is Andrew Falco. Assistant director is Jeff Axteaser, and I think he's back in the studio.
He's technical directing down in the 12x12 cubicle.
Okay, whatever. Okay. A very important part of the job, so that you can have your seats, the proper seating, and that we can have an audience like you out there, is done by the ticket committee. Andrew heads the ticket committee, but he's very ably assisted by two people who worked many, many late nights, spent many hours. I guess she's one of them. Gloria Spadafino and Nancy there. Nancy, get one? Got one? Okay. All right. Our head usherette and the person that's helped us in assistant house managing for many years has done a very reliable and a very good job. Karen Downing. Where's Karen? We have two very capable and very reliable stage managers who've worked with us for a number of years. They'll be graduating this year, and we'll miss them sorely. First of all, on stage left, Jennifer Daniels. very, very capable people that worked with us all along the way, took the blocking down. Took down the blocking. We're here many nights to help us run the scenes and run rehearsals when we needed the help. They did an excellent job, excellent team people. They also had parts in the show as well. Stephanie Zaleski and Aaron Zellman. Our assistant director, Mr. Regan. At this time, I would like to, it's a very important time and a very sad time in a way for a number of us, because as you might have heard in the program tonight, the musical is a very important tradition at Rhinebeck. And through the years, that tradition has been preserved by certain people that are here tonight and will take their final bow on the Rhinebeck stage. So at this time, I'd like to ask the seniors and the cast to step forward. Come on out here. Deservingly, they deserve their names to be yelled out loud, and I will do that. David Sheriff. Let's do that one time. Michelle Mullen, Ben Davies, Andrew Falco, Joy Radulovic, Nancy Bear, Janine Santini, Brandy Rice, John Ritigliano, Doug Malamed, Stuart Yasgur, Kenny Bulow, Aaron Zellman, Karen Ricky Fernandez, Vinnie Wallace, Mike Ferranda, and Jenny Daniels. Just for the heck of it, how many people here would please take a step forward if you've been in at least 3 musicals? Take a step forward. Would you do me a favor? Will you back up again? Will you step a little further back? How many people have been in more than 5 musicals here? Step forward again. How many people have been in 6 musicals? 7 musicals. Okay. They've done their job, and they've done us very proud, and we will definitely remember them and miss them, and we thank them for preserving the tradition. Thank you. I dreaded the next moment, or this next part. I didn't want it to happen. It's got to happen. After 7 years, it happened. 7 years ago, I guess it was, I first met this young fellow, and he was interested in helping out and being part of the show. At this particular point, he probably could run the whole show without me. He's got more titles than I do, and that's Andrew Falco. Business manager, house manager, publicity and tickets manager, video producer, and program, to name a few. I want to say a very special thank you to him. I will miss him, and we will miss him, but we'll never forget. His legacy will live on. Falco. Thank you. Now, if you guys would just remain patient for a second, what I'd like to do is talk about the adults that are part of this production. I take that back. There are some adults up here as well. First of all, through the years, we've had the assistance of supervision at night, many nights by Dick Shaw. You killed one of our teachers. Where are you, Nick? Nick! I'd like to thank you for all those years of service, and I'd like to thank Hank Scott for being here tonight. Here, our video advisor, Mr. Charlie Colonnese. Where are you, Charlie? I would also like to thank parents that come to work with us, one of whom is a teacher, and their husband, Mr. and Mrs. Frank Guzzo. All right, Joyce, come on up here. Joyce there. All right, doing something. Hey, Maj, Frank's coming with his son. Joyce there? No? Okay. Most of the scenery that you've seen here tonight was constructed by a crew of two that came here to work diligently after working hard in the office or on the job all day. They came here and spent many hours and went home very late. I'm not sure how they got up the next morning, but they did anything I asked them to do. I made it difficult sometimes in terms of what they had to do, but they came through as they have in the past several years. I'd like to thank very much Mr. Sandy Lichtenstein and Mr. Eddie Maselli. Responsible for the costumes, and it's a very large cast, and it's a tough job to do. It took many nights to work on this, and a lot of planning and a lot of alteration. A person that's a very much a vital part of our team, this is Judy DiMaselli. Where are you? Another very important part of our team, someone that does just about anything I ask her to do in terms of taking attendance, from taking attendance to working on costumes to running off copies or whatever else needs to be done. My very able assistant, Mrs. Sue Lichtenstein. Is also a teacher in the school system here. Down in the orchestra pit is someone very special to us here at Rhinette. My show right now, thank you. Some of us, we've been working together for a number of years, and this particular person will do anything that's necessary. Spend hours, make all kinds of adjustments in schedule, etc., to allow us to take advantage of her skill and her ability as a pianist. And that's Mrs. Janet Gardner. Down in the pit as well, always dressed a step above me. I hope we're getting a good raise next year. I need a new tuxedo. It's going to be tough to compete with it. However, I also need money for a trip to go to Europe to get a tailor-made one of these tuxedos. Our very capable conductor and musical director, Mr. Frank Guzzo. to acknowledge and thank very much the members of the orchestra who are very, very talented, have worked very hard, very patiently with us. Some of these orchestra members are professional musicians, and some of them are studying to be professional musicians, and we thank them wholeheartedly for all this support. At this time, I would like to call up a very special person. It's really what the whole thing is about. I talked about tradition in the program. This tradition is carried on, and the person I'm about to announce, to introduce, is a living example of the tradition. Tonight, I was very happy to see a number of alumni here. People have been on the stage, have seen the productions, have been in the productions, have come back. It is great to see them. It reminds me of things that we've done together. And I'm happy to see them. They're happy. They're just as excited as they were when they were on the stage. And that is an amazing thing in itself. This particular person that I'm about to introduce is someone who was a musical cast member for 7 years at Rhinette and grew tremendously in those 7 years as a person, as a director, as a musician, and came back and has given us the ability and the desire to carry on this tradition again with lots of unending hours of work. She's done the choreography, she's directed as well. I want to announce and introduce Heidi Sujar.
I want to thank my father for letting me use his dog.
I would like to thank some very special people to me. If just give me a second, I would appreciate that. At this time of the year, and a couple of other times of the year, these are special people in my life that sort of give me up or have patience with me while I work a few extra hours to do the job. And they're here to see every performance. I don't think they've ever missed a performance for the last 14 years that I've been here. I like my family to stand up, my wife, my son. Desire to appreciate music and to love music. That's why I'm here today. We thank you very much for being a wonderful audience.
Wait.
And
Door messed up this.
We thank you for being such a great audience. I'm going to bow out at this time to our cast members.
Just as short as he was. Well, honestly, we'll try to make this as painless as possible. We just want to, we just want to thank some people too, and they're going to be repeats, but hang in there. First of all the other students that worked with us to help bring this thing together, the tech crew, the stage managers, lighting, sound people, prop people, set construction people, everybody. Did a great job, obviously. Nancy Bear and Andy Falco. Andy not only runs the musical, he runs the school. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen next year. The Pizzolas, if you're out there. Or are they up here? Okay, well, they helped with makeup and various other things, everything that was needed. I'd like to thank them. And we thought a lot, and we thought hard about what kind of present we'd like to give these people, because these are the adults that have really brought us through this show and all the shows past that we've been in. We really appreciate them. I'm really going to miss them, and I think we all will when we leave. So what we did is we got them dinner. We bought them dinner at a place in Rye, a little place called Umberto's. Now, let me tell you about Umberto's. This wasn't just a fleeting thought. We talked to this guy. We know this guy is great. You're going to have a great time. We love this guy. Anyway, so first of all, Judy and Ed DiMaselli, please. And this person, I'm going to miss so much. She helped me so much through everything musical about this musical, which is a lot, you can imagine. Musical cues, everything, singing. I'm really, really going to miss her. Janet Sussman Gardner. Okay, this is a couple that I don't know how they do it every year. They put in so much time here. Stage construction, set construction, attendance. This woman takes the attendance every night. There are 120 people in this cast. I don't know how she does it. But anyway, Sandy and Sue Lichtenstein. And now, someone who's very special to me, we got her a present that's a little different because I don't think she's ready to eat with the old people yet. But,
I think
older.
this was fake.
Anyway, we got her something she's definitely going to use. It's a whistle. It's engraved, and not only is this a whistle, it is a true play Thunder Blaster. So, Heidi, this is for you. We also have another present for her. We'll give her a private present. We'll give it to her after the show. Finally, this is someone who means a lot to me. I respect this man tremendously. Anyway, personally, he means a lot to me. He wrote me a recommendation to college, and I got in, so so it couldn't have been bad. But anyway, I'm really, really going to miss this guy, and I will come back and visit him. Mark DiMaggio. Oh, and of course, course, the guy who brings all this musical stuff together, and along with the orchestra, the guy who feels like a grandfather to me. What's wrong with getting old?
I went already. That's all I can say. Can't be me.
It's Mr. Frankasar. Uncle Frank.
Thank you. One quick thing, if I might. The cast is going to be out in just a second. I want to announce to the parents and cast members that we are having a cast party that's being sponsored by the Booster Club. And it will be held at the Wallace home. That's 201 Wagner. Those parents who need to speak to their children before or give them an idea of what they'd like them to do will be at the Wallace home. They will need a ride there. Teachers will be there to supervise them. And the party will be lasting or continuing to approximately 1:30 or so. Thereabouts, we'll clean up and then we'll leave. So it's 201 Wagner, and the Wallaces are in the phone book if you need to call them. We thank the Wallaces for their house here.